The other thing that I wanted to talk to you about today is not only my springbok hunt, but about some of the things that you are not going to find. Now, you may have already seen some of these clips that I've shot already. An Englishman talking bullshit on camera in the heat of the African sun. Lots of talk and not much action of death and destruction. That's because, hey, for us it isn't about killing of the animal. It's about having respect for the animal and giving it a fair hunt, a fair chance. Sure, we pursue it with guns, but these things, you know, they have better eyesight, better hearing than us. They can smell you from 2 or 3 miles away, and they can hear a mouse fart at further than that. In the big scheme of things, we have to have respect for what we do. And respect for the quarry species, as far as I'm concerned, means that I'm very reluctant to start shooting movie clips of hunters shooting animals and then showing you pictures of the animal in its final death throes, kicking out the last throes of life. Certainly on our websites I'm going to be showing you still pictures of the trophy animals with the people who have shot them, so that you can see for yourself exactly what it is that we get up to over here. But I'm not a good cameraman. You know, you can see for yourself, I'm an amateur at this, yeah? If I was a better cameraman, would I still want to take the pictures or not? No, I don't think so, you know? It's not about the animal dying. It's not about that at all. It's about you coming here and pitting your wits against an animal in its own backyard, an animal that's going to fend for itself in the wild against predators that are ferocious, more ferocious than a New York businessman perhaps, eh? But in the big scheme of things, you have to use cunning, wit, guile and a fair amount of resources to get close enough to take your shot. And at that stage, I don't care if you spent £30,000 on a brand new Blazer Swarovski scope. If you haven't practiced with your gun, you're still going to miss. No amount of money can buy that. So it's you against the animal. You have to get close enough to take your shot, take the shot, and take the animal. It's you against it. And when you come predator hunting over here, it's got as much chance of coming back for you as you have getting it. That's why when you look at some of our movie clips, you're not going to be seeing men in pickup trucks pursuing animals across the plain. You're not going to be seeing people on foot tracking stuff and shooting it dead. You're not going to be seeing people sitting in hides, lurking and waiting for the quarry to come to the waterhole before shooting them either with an arrow, a bolt, or with a rifle. For us, it's the fair chase, giving the animal the opportunity to get away, so if you're good enough you can get it. And if you're not good enough, then it's going to piss on you. And that's why I wanted to tell you about today's springbok hunt. Today's springbok was pretty special for me. If I tell you that this particular springbok ram, we reckon he's maybe 10 years old now. He's got huge horns. We measured them earlier on of 15.5 inches. Okay, it's no record, and I'm sure Mr. Ward wouldn't give me a place in his book for that. But you know, I first saw this ram 9 months ago. When I was over here, I followed the ram 4 times, 4 separate occasions. And when I say follow it, I tracked this for hours at a time. And we're talking about October. October in Namibia, we're talking about temperature of 32 to 34 degrees. So imagine me, a pale-skinned, kind of blue-coloured Englishman, really, pursuing a springbok across the veldt. And I've got to tell you, you can see it within 30 metres, it lies down and you've lost it. I spent an hour and a half the first time looking through the grass trying to find out where the springbok was laid up, and I gave up in the end. I gave up in the end because he was laughing at me. I could hear him laughing. And you know, I can hear him laughing now. I went out a second time, and then a third time, and then on the 4th time, again. I stalked him, I got ahead of him, I got within about 40 metres of the guy. And I cocked my rifle, took aim, and I had him cold, click. The gun that I was shooting wasn't this one. It was my 9.3x62. Too much gun, admittedly, for a springbok, but I've got to tell you, when I cycled it, it didn't pick up a bullet and put it in the chamber. So when I pulled the trigger, it went click, the springbok looked at me, laughed again, took a shit, and fucked off into the veldt. 4-0 to the Springboks that year. I came back, and then I came back a 3rd time. This is the 3rd time that I've come back And you know, a 10,000 mile round trip to shoot one antelope may seem excessive, but I've got to tell you, it was me against him. I've now been here, well, it doesn't matter how long I've been here, the simple fact is this. I've taken 5 more days to hunt this particular springbok ram. And today, in temperatures of around 28 degrees, for 3.5, maybe 4 hours on foot, through the veldt, through the thorns, I pursued him, I tracked him, I found him, and today his luck ran out and mine came in. A single shot through the heart, he ran 40, maybe 50 meters, he expired, and now he's mine. And he will have pride of place on my wall, and that story will live with me forever, I have to tell you. To be in the company of that springbok was reward enough, I have to say. To take him as a trophy, well, I feel pretty honoured, I have to say. I do feel pretty honoured. It's a special moment for me. Now, you've heard me talk a lot of bollocks. You can see I'm covered in claret, covered in blood, because that 3.5 hour walk to go and find him, I had the same 3.5 hour walk with him on my shoulders to walk him back to my buggy again. I wasn't unhappy to do that, and sure, you know, I sweated a fair amount over him. But in all the hours that I've been pursuing that particular springbok, he and I have a bond, well, there'll never be another springbok like him. And he'll live forever. The other thing I should tell you is that he was coming to the end of his days. It's unlikely that he would last until the end of this summer. The reason that I was able to track him and him alone is because he has now been forced from the herd and he's a solitary animal outside the safety of the pack. That's trophy hunting. And that's fair chance hunting too. That's why I do it. I'm sure that's why you do it too. But regardless of your personal motives, I have to tell you there's a warm welcome waiting for you here in the Etosha Conservancy. Namibia is a fabulous place. It really has some fabulous creatures too. And no, I'm not on commission from the Namibian government, or their tourist board, or their Department of Ministry of Game and Fisheries and whatever else, you know. I'm just a simple guy who's found a good place to come and do something that he absolutely loves. I bought this rifle specifically for this particular springbok. It's a 243 Weatherby. I'm happy with it. It's a good gun. It's more accurate than I'll ever be, I have to say. And again, myself and my gun and my springbok, it's a story, a true story. I think it's an honourable story, and I certainly feel respect for the species that I've chased today, and I feel happy and proud of what I've done. There's going to be people, I'm sure, that watch this who are going to be spitting. If you're an environmentalist or a green or a... I nearly said tree hugger. Yeah, you know, if you are a tree hugger. Hey, I understand, you know. I don't take these things lightly. This is a serious business, and I wouldn't knowingly hurt an animal. I wouldn't knowingly hurt an animal and wound it. That's why I practice and practice and practice and practice and practice when I'm at home. So that when I come out here and I have the opportunity, that opportunity may only be a 2 or 3 second opportunity, and I don't want to miss, and I don't want to screw up. The animal deserves better, and hey, you know, it's a long way to come to pull the trigger and miss. It's even further to go home knowing that you pulled the trigger and only wounded it. Anyway, it's a happy day for me today. I need to go and blow the froth of a couple of beers with my good friends here, and I hope to see you in Namibia soon. Come and join us on an adventure. And how the Germans over here say, Weidman's Dank is a hunter's greeting. I hope to give you one soon. A greeting. Told you I was English. Have a great day.